All right, good morning, ARB Nation. Have you ever heard that from someone who's not actually in arbitraging? I don't know, probably not. But a bit of good news for ARB. I got this comment on my last video. Where's it at? Right here. Arvin Augustin says, "Site is back. What now? You can now log in." And so that's awesome. Can't do anything yet. And at the time, I just went to figuring out, hey, what it's back up. Is it functioning normally? What's happened? Because here's the thing. Listen, it doesn't do anybody any good to see arbitrage go down. Yeah, I absolutely do think that it's going down, but it's yet to be proven. Maybe there's something extraordinary going here behind the scenes. We'll just have to wait and see how it develops. The interesting thing is, I mean, the community's kind of seeing, like, you know, they have started to question things. You can see it around, you know, in comments and stuff. People are questioning, like, wait, what's going on? This isn't quite right. There are some things that aren't right. You know, it's like I told one of my commenters, let's just pretend for a moment that David Peterson, if that's his name and that's who he is, and, you know, he's the one who really did develop all this and he's running this and the whole nine yards. Let's just assume that he is a super genius at creating a trading bot. He sucks at running and building and growing a business. I mean, he sucks at the basic things like clear, direct, open communication. Like, there's not been one. You know how easy it would have been to put a video on this web page instead of that lame white thing that was up here, that warning that they edited a couple times. But you know how easy it would have been to put a simple video explaining, and how much better the community would have felt hearing directly from him. It would have been super simple, but that's not what happened. So at the very least, the guy sucks at running a business. And right here, what's this all about? I hit that the other day and I thought, are you kidding me? They never put an FAQ up? I get it. The company's so amazing, it's so special, and it's growing so fast, and it's so successful that they can't hire basic admins. Okay, basic web development people that can, you know, fill in the blank on a FAQ website. I get it. The reality is, there's probably some admin somewhere that could have almost created an FAQ themselves, and they would have done it for free practically. But nonetheless, so I thought, let's see what's going on here. I went over here to where's it? Crypto Austin's channel. Let me just say something about this guy. This guy is he is a gift to the ARB community, literally. This guy is your biggest advocate without question. I mean, I've been wrong before, and I always say I'm 100%. I mean, I reserve the right to be 100% wrong about 100% of everything. But this guy believes in ARB like there is no tomorrow. I fully believe he is genuine. There are some guys out there that I thought, you know, some YouTubers, I think, you know what, he's been around a while. He should have been more skeptical of this going into it. And I've even thought he knows better, or, you know, they know better than what they're saying. That, like, they got to know better. And I get that we all get emotionally and financially biased at times, and we want to believe certain things. But I'm going to tell you, I watched a couple of this guy's videos. And I think he's commented on some of my videos, but he absolutely is a believer in ARB. And he takes some tremendous hate from time to time, and it's unfortunate. He's a true believer. I obviously disagree with a lot of what he believes, but I don't fault him for his beliefs. It's unfortunate. If this platform goes down, and I think it will go down eventually, but if it does, you guys, the YouTube trolls are going to eat his lunch, and that's just how they are. So hopefully he has some thick skin and continues going, because he's got a channel here. There's people who want to listen to him. There's people who like him. There's people who resonate with this guy. He shouldn't disappear off the internet. And I've seen guys like this, you know, the moment a platform goes down, they just totally disappear. I mean, think about like Crypto Nick with BitConnect, although I think he had to do it for legal reasons. But there were other YouTubers back in that time frame that were interesting people, you know, to be able to watch and listen, and they could have added to the crypto space. But as soon as that platform was gone, it's like their entire channel was gone. And this guy, he has an audience, and so he could become an asset eventually in the crypto space, just because he's genuine as all get out. I mean, this guy is genuine, and that's what you want in the space. You want people that are genuine. Crypto Austin, if you watch this video, you just gotta have some thicker skin. You think the YouTube trolls are bad now, buddy, and YouTube trolls are always bad. They're just, you want to see the worst humans on the planet moderate comments. I mean, even on my channel, I moderate quite a bit. Just look at comments everywhere. Somebody's gonna tell you, your channel sucks, but he's hustled to get 2,200 subscribers. Somebody's gonna tell him his channel sucks, and that guy's got like 5 subscribers. Okay. Keep doing what you're doing, Austin. Just be careful, buddy. Just be careful. But I came over here and I wanted to see if he was talking about what was going on behind the scenes. And it looks like they do have a platform up right now. And any of you that are in ARB can feel free to comment on my video. It looks like they're trying to make some changes to the exchange. It doesn't seem to be operational yet. It's good news they're making changes. I mean, that's good news. And according to Crypto Austin, it's going to be some sort of a hybrid of what they had before and what they had now. And then they're going to basically, they're preventing you from ultimately buying tokens at a discount and bring them into the platform, because they're calling that undercutting. Let me just say something for a moment. That people commented on in my comments. The word undercutting, that's not undercutting, that's price fixing. Price fixing is not, I mean, in some circles is illegal. Like that is trying to control a market. Like that's what monopolies get in trouble for. Like that's not okay. A free market principle is be able to buy cheaper, sell higher. And one of the commenters I saw said, in fact, it might have been down here. Where's it at? I love the way that our arbitrage platform took the arbitraging opportunity on its own coin away from us. Make me think David's full of it. And then Crypto Austin replied, I've seen the new exchange, by the way. David is extremely genuine. Look, this guy is a believer. If he is nothing else, he is a believer. Okay, and he would be so biased that you could never break through to him, probably, because he's just a believer. And I appreciate his passion. I appreciate that he believes in something. It's just unfortunate, but he's gonna be. I mean, this guy's going to be emotionally hurt because he believes in this thing when it goes down, even though logically it doesn't make sense to believe in it. It just doesn't make sense logically. So I want to talk to you about what to do here if this comes live. If this comes live, listen, I was going to put together a whole nother video right now about bear markets, and arbitrage right now is in the biggest bear market. And when I mean bear market, I don't mean the price of the token. I mean the psychology right now of everyone in this community. That's part of the arbitrage community. Listen, just hang tight, see what they got going on. They're going to try to keep things going for a while longer. You will know that the ABOT is real when all this becomes a fully functioning free market exchange. That's going to give you some, I should say, that's not going to prove to you that it's real, but it's going to give you some belief that things are better. I'll put it that way. Because right now what's happening, it appears is they're still trying to control token price. And if I understand correctly, and one of you all commented on my channel, and I thought, oh wow, I guess I wasn't fully understanding it. Like the whole block exchange, you couldn't sell your ARB unless, I didn't fully get what the block exchange was all about. And then I realized I didn't understand why it would be set up that way. Then I was like, oh yeah, no brainer. Because you can't sell your ARB. And the idea, 99% of anyone who's buying and selling the arbitrage coin are people who's in this platform. So if you want to get out of the platform, the prices drop. It looks like the Ponzi is tied to the ARB token price, meaning Ether price or the USD price, either one. So you're not getting paid out in Ether, and people say, "Oh, you're not getting paid out because that would make it like a stock." Well, not any more than it already is. I mean, Ether has actually been one of the cryptocurrencies that so far the SEC has said that Ethereum is not a stock. They may change their mind on that later, but they said that it doesn't operate as a security, I should say. It doesn't operate as a security. So that didn't fully make sense to me because arbitrage is at a major risk of being classified as a security right now. But let me just tell you, what I don't like is they're still trying to control token price. And what makes no sense to me, if they have an arbitraging bot, that arbitraging bot should be able to function independent of the ARB coin price. When you got into this thing, they didn't tell you, hey, we can arbitrage successfully as long as the coin price keeps going up. But if the coin price goes down too much, we can't arbitrage successfully. They never told you that. In fact, in the beginning, it didn't even appear to be an issue. But for some reason, it's becoming an issue now, and it's becoming a more serious issue. And they're hoping to bring in some buyers. In fact, someone said, and I was like, this is a problem that people say this out loud and they understand it. Look, does the new hybrid exchange look like it will prevent manipulation by undercoding like the last one? That is crazy. They've told people this is bad. This is bad. It's bad to buy low and sell high. It's bad to arbitrage the arbitrage coin, even though arbitraging is supposed to be arbitraging Bitcoin. I mean, does that not sound weird? I'm trying to find. Okay. I love the arbitrage. I don't see it now. I'm probably overlooking it. But either way, the idea that you have to sell your coins only to new money coming in, and they're trying to bring in new money, and someone said it, maybe it was over here, hopefully the new platform attracts new money. That right there is the problem. Hopefully a new platform attracts new buyers of ARB, basically. First of all, that's not going to happen. If this thing is dependent on new money coming into it, that is not an A-bot. I don't know how more clear this could be. If this thing is dependent on new money coming into it, it is not an A-bot. That is a problem of like cataclysmic proportion. That is a problem. So what I would do if I was in this platform now is I would start withdrawing. At the very least, make yourself whole. At the very least, make yourself whole. And meaning whatever you've put in, do your best to start pulling out of it. Do not buy into the nonsense that you're not part of the community or you're not supporting the platform if you pull out too aggressive, if you pull out your tokens too aggressively, if you withdraw too aggressively. That is nonsense. Do not buy into that. The A-bot should function independent of the coin price. It should have nothing to do with the coin price if the A-bot is real and it is functioning. So do start pulling your tokens out. I talked about previously, do your own research, start learning, and I pointed towards Andreas Antonopoulos' channel, and it looks like a lot of people were looking at that channel. Listen, I'm a strong believer in cryptocurrency, and I want to explain what happens, what I think may be going on here behind the scenes. I'm a strong believer. Let me get back to this. I'll explain what I think is going on behind the scenes in a moment, but I'm a strong believer in cryptocurrency, and in my last video, I talked about how I thought Bitcoin was going to hit $1 million. And I'll put that card above again. You need to understand why I think Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million. And then you don't have to agree with me. Hang on, let me pull that up. Holy smokes. I just searched, will Bitcoin reach $1 million? I'm ranked number 3. Holy smokes. If you don't know anything about YouTube, that means that this thing's getting people are watching it and people are liking it. It's getting a lot of playtime. If it wasn't, it would go down in the video ranking. It would go down. Wow, it was way down here. So that means people really liking this video. So I got this video on my channel. I'll put it in the card above. Bitcoin to $1 million. Will Bitcoin reach $1 million? Yes, and here's why. This is my belief. You don't have to agree with it, but if you watch this video and you go through the video, you're going to get an idea about what I think about the technology, and what are some of the reasons behind it. And then Andreas Antonopoulos, I'll link him on the end card of this video again, but his entire series on Internet of Money, start looking through that. Because he goes through more of the technical aspects of, now's the time, even in a bear market, and I may do a separate video on this, in a bear market is a time to start learning. Because in bear markets, in down markets, is when people there's a lot less noise that's a distraction. When it's all about funky platforms to make money and it gets away from the technology of cryptocurrency and blockchain, you can't help but wonder if this ends up being a scam. Right now there's many traits that make it look like it could be. One is the price fixing of the ARB token. You can't sell until there's new buyers coming in to buy at a much higher price than they can buy anywhere else. That does not make sense. Please hear yourself. That doesn't make sense. It's for the sustainability of the platform. That is a red flag. What are we sustaining? I'll show you what we're sustaining in a moment. I'm going to show you what I think is happening, exactly where I think this is at. But if now's the time to be learning, and anytime you see, I'm afraid that arbitraging basically used this cryptocurrency, highly unregulated space, the excitement of cryptocurrency, especially in a bull market. That's when this whole thing came out. I think it could have been used to, start and create a scam that otherwise would not have happened. This wouldn't have happened. Unfortunately, it has happened, and we'll have to see where it shakes out. It's either going to be, I don't think the ARB community gets it. Like, if it really is an arbitraging bot, it will be the greatest financial innovation since of mankind. Like, you understand, it wouldn't take long for this thing to literally, if it was real, it would have to ultimately suck up all of the financial resources in human history, and it wouldn't even take it more than like 3 to 4 years to do it. It's just do the math on how fast it would grow compounded. But anyway, neither here nor there. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Give the operators, David or whoever it is behind the scenes, give them credit for attempting to be innovative and trying to move forward when, I don't know, it's just crazy. I just think it's crazy. But the other thing is, it's all about believing in David and the community really believes in me and so on and so forth. First of all, they don't believe in him, obviously. Have you seen some of the comments in Telegram and stuff? They just want their money. And the irony is, people are like, it's just about the money for you. It's not about the platform or the community. It never has been about the platform or the community. From day one, it only became about the platform and the community when the money started becoming a problem. Like, that's when it became a problem. I want to show you where I think this is at. And if you didn't see my last video, it doesn't matter that you know who David is. A lot of people are like, well, it can't be a scam because we know who David Peterson is, we know where he lives, and that sort of thing. That doesn't matter. I'll include on the end screen again the playlist to American Greed. It's a show that's on 12 seasons on CNBC. It's a fun show to watch. You can go watch it, have fun, listen to the podcast of the show. But it's all about one scam after another, after another, after another. And it's good to learn how these people perpetrate scams because it helps prevent you from falling victim to one. But the other thing is, one thing that you'll find out is most people who perpetrate these type of scams can be very brazen, more brazen. If this is a scam, I'm not trying to say that it is yet. There's no need. First of all, let me just clarify this. Someone commented on my channel, was like, oh, you better be careful for slander. Shut the hell up. I do not care about slander on arbitraging. Do not give a rip. But I'm trying to be fair about the platform, So I'm trying to be fair because people are in it. They've got emotions. Crypto Austin believes in this thing. Lord have mercy. And the more that since I started making these videos, you can't help but have even more doubt. And the people commenting on your videos, it's like, no, you're not saying anything that dispels that this is solid. All you're doing is repeating the garbage you've been told. Like, for example, oh, it's registered in the British Virgin Isles now. We got a license. You don't have a license. You've never seen it. It's never been shown. And has anybody, well, they did a full audit because we're licensed now. They did a full audit. What does that mean? Did they audit David? Did they do a background check on him? Did you do a background check on him? Some of you have so much money in this. It blows my mind that you haven't done a background check. It's so cheap and easy to do a background check now. It blows my mind that you haven't done a background check on David. It blows my mind that you wouldn't, especially some of you having $100 plus, $200 plus $1,000 in this thing. Background check, baby's like $50 online. Go get it done. By the way, most investors do that. Most investors who are investing in private companies before they, whether they tell you they do it or not, before they do, and I know this because I know people who invest in private companies. I don't mean public companies. They go buy in, into a business. They'll buy 20% or 30% stake into a business. One of the things they do, whether it's disclosed or not, is they do a background check on the principals in the business. It's smart to do that. I mean, you would do a background check with your daughter's boyfriend probably. At least, I would in some cases. You might do a background check. You might do a background check on your babysitter for your kids. Then why wouldn't you do a background check on someone when you're putting, hundreds of thousands of dollars into something? But neither here nor there. I'm getting off the topic. British Virgin Islands, what do they audit? What do they audit? Do they do a full financial audit? What do they require? All it takes is an email or a phone call. Let them know, hey, I'm thinking about registering a company with you all. What do I need to provide? Exactly. That's all. I mean, that's really all it takes. And I'm not saying that they haven't been audited. I'm just saying nobody answers these questions. I'm not saying that there's not an audit. It would be phenomenal. I mean, if there was some sort of audit published by a reputable source that said, hey, all these tokens are there and they can be paid out, that would be phenomenal, phenomenal. But my bet is that sort of audit hasn't been done. I mean, most companies registering for any sort of license aren't this type of company, so that wouldn't be even probably standard procedure in some cases. Neither here nor there. Let's come over here. I want to show you where I think arbitraging is at right now. So all of these, a typical Ponzi runs like this. Okay, there's like this going up, period right here. And this is when it's exciting. This is when they probably didn't care about the token price as much. It didn't matter. And that what this is new people are buying in, buying tokens, buying tokens, buying tokens, buying tokens. There's buyers there all the time. They can always sell the tokens. It causes the price to go up because people are buying. But it's constant, right? And then what happens, at some point, it levels off. And the reason it levels off, by the way, because part of these buyers are also reinvesting. So it's buying, reinvesting, buying, reinvesting, buying, reinvesting, buying, reinvesting. It levels off. There's not as much new money coming in, but most people on the platform are reinvesting. And so, which means that someone said one time, those of you who follow my channel, you know that I'm also a dividend investor in the stock market. And, one of the things I read one time was you can never fake dividends. Keep in mind, WorldCom, if you remember WorldCom, they faked, their income and their business for a long time, their financials for a long time. Enron faked their financials for a long time. And so if they're forced to pay out a dividend, it's hard to fake the cash. It's hard to fake the payout. So as long as people are keeping money in, again, I'm not telling you this is what arbitrage is doing. I do suspect it's what it's doing, but we will not know, unfortunately, until it's too late. But unless they keep money in, as long as they're keeping money in, like people aren't getting withdrawals, then it doesn't matter. This is like the actual cash reserves. This line right here that I drew, this is like the actual cash reserves on hand. This whole line here, right? This is what would be on reserves in a Ponzi. The cash is going up. The cash kind of levels out a little bit, and this is when a lot of your participants are just reinvesting. But at some point, they start withdrawing. And that's where the reserves go down. And somewhere, those reserves go to zero. If you're perpetrating a scam and you started it with the goal of it being a Ponzi from day one, this is where you're going to try to exit. If it was an accidental scam, like you weren't necessarily trying to create a scam from day one, it just got out of hand. That happens if you watch American Greed. If you go through some of those episodes, you'll see that some of those people didn't start out intending to run a scam, but for example, they started out running an investment firm, and then they had really good numbers for a couple of years. They had a bad market. Their ego wouldn't let them show bad numbers, so they padded the numbers a little bit, and thinking that next year we'll just have a better year and we'll make up for our losses. But the next year also ends up being bad, and they have to pad the numbers a little more. And then all of a sudden, there's no way for them on their investing to be able to make up for the losses. So then it turns into a Ponzi scheme. And that's what can happen. If that happens, then the scheme usually ends somewhere around here. It ends when it gets pretty close to zero. There's just nothing else you can do. This is actually when Bernie Madoff got caught right here. He got caught because there was no money, basically. And what happened was people started withdrawing money. We were in a horrible bear market. He was keeping retirement accounts, which is why he lasted for so long and got so big, because he was managing retirement accounts. And when you manage retirement accounts, people aren't going to withdraw for years. So they don't know. They get paper statements that show there's money there. They believe there's money there, but they don't know till they withdraw it. You can't fake the cash flow, or you can't fake the withdrawals. And that's where I'm telling you, get your withdrawals out of that platform. At least make it be whole. Let's wait. If this is real, let's wait to see what David Peterson and company does. Let's wait and see what the platform does. They don't need your tokens, and they don't need your Ethereum to successfully arbitrage. If they tell you they have to have your Ethereum, they have to have your deposit, if they're telling you that, then that's a problem. That is a huge red flag. So be careful for that. Be careful for that. At the end of this video, I'm going to include, again, because it's important to have education, I'm going to include Andreas Antonopoulos' video on his playlist, his entire playlist on Internet of Money. Because that's where you're going to learn about this technology. Because here's what you need to be doing in a bear market. I do think there's a potential to ultimately make a lot of money in this space, but it's going to be on the use case, the development, and the mass adoption. Why would that occur? Why would people use paper money? Why would people not want to use the current banking system? Go watch Andreas Antonopoulos' Internet of Money. It's a little bit dry. He's a speaker, but he's very educational, and you will get hip to the game quick when it comes to blockchain. Here's another thing. I'm going to go ahead and also put the playlist for the channel that I saw that has all the episodes of American Greed. Go watch some of those. Just look at how some of these scams are purported. And even if arbitrage end up being 100% legit, just be careful, because there are scams everywhere in the crypto space. And crypto is all about being personally responsible for yourself. And so in order to be personally responsible for yourself, you have to understand how they might trick you. You have to be a little bit more aware of what's out there. So 2 things at the end of this video that may be showing up on your screen right now is going to be the playlist for Andreas Antonopoulos and the playlist for American Greed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of this crypto revolution. No matter what happens with arbitrage, one good thing is it at least brought you to crypto. And cryptocurrency, I believe, can transform your life. Thank you for watching.